exaggerationing?
Isn't that a Seussification of the facts?
Aren't you supersizing
and over-Birchwoodizing the situation?
Ladies and gentlemen, the facts! We present you with the facts! A three-ring circus of facts! Bring on fact ring number 1, the musicians!
Dr. Seuss was born Theodore Geisel on March 2nd, 1904. His first book, And You Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street, came out in 1937 after 27 publishers rejected it.
He wrote and illustrated 44 children's books and more than 60 under other names or co-authored. From his works, we have 11 television specials, 4 feature films, a Broadway musical, and 4 television series. He won the Lewis Carroll Shelf Award for And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street and for Horton Hatches the Egg.
An Academy Award, 3 Emmys, 3 Grammys, and 3 Caldecott honors for his illustrated books.
Geisel's birthday, March 2nd, was adopted as National Read Across America Day, created by the National Education Association. He helped millions of children learn to read. He wanted children to be able to learn to read with a book they couldn't put down.
And he wanted them to think about important things, such as, in the Sneetches, how to treat people that are different than you. And his books are full of wise, quotable quotes. Be who you are and say what you feel, for those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, in ring fact number 2, the amazing Seuss-Walendas!
No matter what readers learn from Seuss's books, they will most likely learn it in rhyme. Geisel wrote most of his books in anapestic tetrameter, a poetic meter used by many poets of the English literary canon. This is often suggested as the reason that his writing was so well received.
Anapestic tetrameter consists of 4 rhythmic units, anapest, each composed of 2 weak syllables followed by 1 strong syllable. Often the first weak syllable is omitted or an additional weak syllable is added at the end. An example of this meter can be found in Giesel's Yertle a Turtle.
And today, the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is the king of the mud and all he can see.
Some books by Geisel that are in anapestic tetrameter contain lines that are in amphibrachic tetrameter. An amphibrach is a metric foot used in Latin and Greek prosody. It consists of a long syllable between 2 short syllables. It comes from the Greek word amphibrakis, meaning short on both sides. Such as these from If I Ran the Circus.
All ready to put up my tents for the circus. I think I will call it the Circus McGurkus. And here comes an act, enormous. The former performer performed this performance.
An arrangement where a strong syllable is followed by a weak syllable. For example, what for...
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in fact ring number 3, the amazing triple tightrope supersizers dancercisers, who will amaze you with their Seuss feats of daring. Why did Seuss prefer poetry? His mother, Henrietta Seuss, worked in her father's bakery before becoming Mrs. Geisel. He often went to sleep to the sound of her chanting to them softly in the way she had learned as she sold pies. Apple, mince, lemon, peach, apricot, pineapple, blueberry, coconut, custard, and squash. He later said that his mother was most responsible for the rhythms with which I write and the urgency with which I do it.
Along with Robert Frost and Billy Collins, Dr. Seuss is one of America's most popular poets. Good children's literature is as worthy of praise as good literature for adults. Indeed, treating children with respect was key for Seuss's philosophy of writing for them. As he said, I don't write for children, I write for people. A person's a person, no matter how small.
Dr. Seuss is a powerful poet. He invented a new word.
The word nerd first appeared in Seuss's If I Ran a Zoo.
This and 9 other books are each chock full of imaginary animals from Seuss's great big imagination. People wonder where he got his ideas from. Here's his best answer. I get all my ideas in Switzerland near the Fork of Pax. There's a little town called Gletsch, and 2,000 feet up, there's a smaller hamlet called Ubergletsch. And every 4th of August, I go there with my family to get my cuckoo clock repaired. While the cuckoo is in the hospital, I wander around and talk to people on the streets. The people on the streets are very strange. I get my ideas from them.
Seuss wrote books that made people think and imagine. And on Beyond Zebra, he invented an entirely new alphabet. Through the art and poetry of his books, Dr. Seuss encourages us to think creatively and participate in society and do what we can to make it better. Ladies and gentlemen, greatest show on earth, Seuss Circus!
interesting. So without further ado, let's meet Gerald McGrew.
And learn all about his new zoo, McGrew Zoo.
If I ran the zoo. It's a pretty good zoo, said young Gerald McGrew. And a fellow who runs it seems proud of it too. But if I ran the zoo, said young Gerald McGrew, I'd make a few changes. That's just what I do.
The lions and tigers
And that kind of stuff they have up here now are not quite good enough. You see things like these in just any old zoo. They're awfully old-fashioned. I want something new.
So I'd open each cage. I'd unlock every pen. Let the animals go and start over again.
And somehow or other, I think I could find some beast of a much more unusual kind. A 4-footed lion's not much of a beast. The one in my zoo will have 10 feet at least. 5 legs on the left and 5 more on the right. Then people will stare and they'll say, what a sight! This zookeeper, new keeper, Gerald's quite keen. That's the gall-darndest lion I ever have seen. My new zoo, McGrew Zoo, will make people talk. My new zoo, McGrew Zoo, will make people balk at the strangest odd creatures that ever did walk.
I'll get for my zoo a new sort of a hen who roosts in another hen's top knot,
And then another one roosts in the top knot of his,
and another in his,
and another in his, and so forth, and upward, and onward. Gee whiz!
but that's just a start.
I'll do better than that. They'll see me next day in my zookeeper's hat, coming into my zoo with an elephant hat. They'll be so surprised. They'll all swallow their gum. They'll ask, when they see my strange animals come, where do you suppose he gets things like that from? His animals all have such very odd faces. I bet he must hunt them in rather odd places.
And that's what I'll do, said young Gerald McGrew. If you want to catch beasts you don't see every day, you have to go places quite out of the way.
You have to go places no others can get to. You have to get cold and you have to get wet too. All past the North Pole where the frozen winds squeal. I'll go and I'll hunt in my ski-go-mobile and bring back a family of what do you know? And that's how my new zoo, McGrew Zoo, will grow.
I'll hunt in the mountains of Zambalatin with helpers who all wear their eyes at a slant.
And capture a fine fluffy bird called a bustard who only eats custard with sauce made of mustard.
And also a very fine beast called the flustard who only eats mustard with sauce made of custard.
I'll catch 'em in caves and I'll catch 'em in brooks. I'll catch 'em in crannies and I'll catch 'em in nooks that you don't read about in geography.
geography books.
I'll catch 'em in countries that no one can spell, like the country of Matapapatapapel. In a country like that, if a hunter is clever, he'll hunt up some beasts that you never saw ever. I'll load up 5 boats with a family of jokes, whose feet are like cows, but wear squirrelskin coats, and sit down like dogs, but have voices like goats, excepting they can't sing a very high notes. And then I'll go down to the wilds of Nantucket and capture a family of lungs in a bucket. And then people will say, now I like that boy heaps. His new zoo, the Grew Zoo, is growing by leaps. He captures them wild, and he captures them meek. He captures them slim, and he captures them sleek. What do you suppose he will capture next week? I'll capture one tiny, I'll capture one cute. I'll capture a deer that no hunter would shoot. A deer that's so nice he could sleep in your bed. If it weren't for those horns that he has on his head. And speaking of horns, just a bit queer, I bring back a very odd family of deer. A father, a mother, 2 sisters, a brother, whose horns are connected from one to the other, whose horns are so mixed they can't tell them apart, can't tell where they end, and can't tell where they start. Each year's mighty puzzled, he's never found yet if his horns are hers or the other way round. I'll capture them fat, and I'll capture them scrawny. I'll capture a scragglefoot mulligatawny, a high-stepping animal as fast as the wind from the blistering sands of the desert of sin. This beast is the beast that the brave chieftains ride when they want to go fast to find some place to hide.
A mulligatawny is fine for my zoo.
And so is a chieftain. I'll bring one back too. In the far western part of southeast North Dakota lives a very fine animal called the iota. But I'll capture one who's even much finer in the northeastern west part of South Carolina. When people see him, they'll say, now by thunder, this new zoo, the Grew Zoo, is really a wonder. Most beasts are quite friendly, but still in some lands, some beasts are too dangerous to catch with bare hands. For those that are ugly and vicious and mean, I'll build a bad animal catching machine. It's rather expensive to build such a hit, but with it a hunter can never get bit. A zoo should have bugs, so I'll capture a squirrel, whose legs are snarled up in a terrible snarl, and then I'll go out and I'll capture some chubs, some keen shooter, mean shooter, bean shooter bugs. I'll go to the African island of Yurka and bring back a tizzle-top tufted mazurka, a kind of canary with quite a tall throat. His neck is so long if he swallows in oats. For breakfast the first day of April, they say, for it has to go down such a big long way that it reaches his stomach the 15th of May. I'll bag a big bug that is very jungles of Hipponohungus and bring back a flock of wild Hipponobungus. The Hipponobungus from Hipponohungus are better than those down in Hipponodungus and smarter than those down in Hipponodungus. And that's why I'll catch them in Hipponohungus instead of the others in Ungus and Dungus. And people will say, when they see these bips bounding, this zookeeper, simply astounding. He travels so far that you think he would drop. When do you suppose this young fellow will stop? Stop? Well, I should, but I won't stop until I've captured the Fizz-a-ma-Wizz-a-ma-dill, the world's biggest bird from the island of Spark, who only eats pine trees and spits out the bark. And boy, when I get him back home to my park, the whole world will say, young McGrew's made his mark. He builds a zoo better than Noah's whole ark. These wonderful, marvelous beasts that he chooses have made him the greatest of all the bruises. Wow! They all cheer! What this zoo must be worth! It's the gall-darnedest zoo on the face of the earth! Yes, that's what I'll do, said young Gerald McGrew. And I'd make a few changes if I ran the zoo. Of conceit and of pride, of the star-belly sneeches with stars upon theirs, who deem themselves better than those without stars. With their snoots in the air, they paraded around. With glorious abandon, their lives did abound.
All heeses and sheeses of star-belly sneeches loved parties and Frankfurter roasts on the beaches. The plain-belly sneeches had no gumption, no guile. Just moping and doping alone on the beaches, no glimmer of hope could sustain those plain sneeches.
They yearned for a life that will never be theirs. In the cold and the dark of their plain-belly lairs,
abused and ill-used was their whole lot in life, and those plain-belly fools just succumb without strife.
Until one day a trickster did slither and slide. This double shuffling shyster some hope did create, for the plain-belly sneeches resigned to their fate.
a wondrous machine did McBean that could then construct that was destined to redeem their ill-fated luck.
Those plain bellies entered and came out with stars. 'Twas amazing and new. They had stars upon theirs. To discover this tale's ending, you now must abide. Does McBean have some alternate tricks up his sleeve? As you guessed, those star bellies might be slightly peeved.
Has McBean thought ahead, planned another sly trick? foolish sneeches to lure by means greedy and slick?
Will he snooker and hoodwink, foe, star, and plain sneeches? Make a guess and enjoy our sneeches on beaches. Now, the star-belly sneeches had bellies with stars.
The plain-belly sneeches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-belly sneeches would brag. We're the best kind of sneech on the beaches.
With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort.
We'll have nothing to do with the plain-belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When the star-belly children went out to play ball, could a plain-belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-belly children had none upon theirs. When the star-belly sneeches had frankfurter roast, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-belly sneeches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. And that's how they treated them, year after year. Then one day, it seems,
While the plain-belly sneeches
were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zips up in the strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy.
But I can fix that.
I'm the fix-it-up chappie.
I've come here to help you. I have what you need.
And my prices are low.
And I work at great speed.
And my work is 100% guaranteed.
Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine.
And he said, you want stars like a star-belly sneech? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside. Then the big machine roared. And it clunked. And it bumped. And it jerked. And it burped. And it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain-belly sneeches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your Frankfurter parties. Good grief!
From the ones who had stars at the first.
We're still the best niches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know?
They all frown.
If which kind is what, or the other way around?
Then up came McBean with a very sly wink. And he said, things aren't quite as bad as you think, so you don't know who's who.
That is perfectly true. But come with me, friends.
Do you know what I'll do?
I'll make you again the best niches on beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches.
Belly stars are no longer in style, said McBean.
who is who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of sneeches are sneeches without. Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you can probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. All the rest of that day, on those wild, screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up sneeches. On again, off again, in again, out again. Through the machines, they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two.
They kept paying money. They kept running through until neither the plane nor the star bellies knew
Whether this one was that one, or that one was this one,
or which one was what one,
or what one was who.
Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went.
And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach.
They never will learn.
No, you can't teach a sneech. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the sneeches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that sneeches are sneeches, and no kind of sneech is the best on the beaches.
That day, all the sneeches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs.
choose
to tell you. This tale by Seuss tells of Fortune the elephant.
His story is out of this world, extravagant,
Wonder elephant. Even educational elephant.
If someone else told you, you'd not understand.
But we're his best friends. We know it firsthand.
First foot, first paw.
We saw.
What we saw. It's amazing.
It's true.
But too hard to explain. At least not just by you. This story can't be told by a goose or a moose. The teller of this tale is dear Dr. Seuss.
Oh, go back to your savannah before I screech. This story is mine. It's for me to teach. I'm the peach. And I'm still pouting from what happened in Palm Beach. Wait. I'll tell you how it went.
That bird over there just likes to vent.
My story is straight. It has no bent. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wait a minute.
fly away, free. Then Horton the elephant passed by the tree. Hello.
Called the ladybird, smiling her best.
You've nothing to do, and I do need a rest. Would you like to sit on the egg in my nest?
The elephant laughed.
Why of all silly things? I haven't feathers and I haven't wings. Me? I'm your egg? Why, that doesn't make sense. Your egg is so small, ma'am, and I'm so immense. Tut, tut.
Answered Maisie.
I know you're not small, but I'm sure you can do it. No trouble at all. Just sit on it soft. You're gentle and kind. Come, be a good fellow. I know you won't mind. I can't, said the elephant.
Said the bird.
I won't be gone long, sir. I give you my word. I'll hurry right back. Why, I'll never be missed.
Very well, said the elephant, since you insist.
You want a vacation? Go fly off and take it. I'll sit on your egg and I'll try not to break it. I'll stay and be faithful. I mean what I say.
Sang out Maisie and fluttered away.
The
First thing to do, murmured Horton. Let's see.
The first thing to do is prop up this tree and make it much stronger. That has to be done. Before I get on it, I must weigh a ton.
Then carefully, tenderly, gently he crept out the trunk to the nest where the little egg slept.
Then Horton the elephant smiled.
Now that's that.
And he sat, and he sat, and he sat,
And he sat all that day, and he kept the egg warm.
And he sat all that night through a terrible storm.
It poured, and it lightning, it thundered, it rumbled.
This isn't much fun.
The poor elephant grumbled.
I wish she'd come back, 'cause I'm cold and I'm wet. I hope that Maisie bird doesn't forget.
But Maisie, by this time, was far beyond me, enjoying the sunshine way up in Palm Beach, and having such fun, such a wonderful rest, decided she'd never go back to her nest.
So poor Horton sat there day after day.
And soon it was autumn. The leaves blew away. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
And then came the winter, the snow, and the sleet.
And icicles hung from his trunk and his feet.
But Horton kept sitting and said with a sneeze,
I'll stay on this egg, and I won't let it freeze. I meant what I said.
Then I said what I meant.
An elephant faithful, 100%. So Horton kept sitting through the whole winter through.
and then came the springtime when troubles are new. His friends gathered round and they shouted with glee,
Look! Horton the elephant's up in a tree!
They taunted, they teased him.
they yelled,
How dare! Old Horton the elephant thinks he's a bird!
on the egg and continued to say,
I meant what I said.
And I said what I meant.
An elephant's faithful. 100%.
No matter what happens, this egg must be tended.
But poor Horton's troubles were far, far from ended.
for a while Horton sat there.
So faithful, so kind.
3 hunters came sneaking up softly behind. He heard the men's footsteps.
He turned with a start.
2 rifles were aiming right straight at his heart. Did he run? He did not.
Horton stayed on that nest.
He held his head high and he threw out his chest. And he looked at the hunters as much as to say, shoot if you must, but I won't run away. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful
100%.
But the men didn't shoot, much to Horton's surprise. They dropped their 2 guns and stared with wide eyes. They all shouted,
Can such a thing be? An elephant sitting on top of a tree? It's strange!
It's amazing!
It's wonderful! New!
Don't shoot him!
We'll catch him! That's just what we'll do.
Let's take him alive!
Well, he's terribly funny! And we'll sell him back home to a circus for money!
And the first thing he knew, they had built a big wagon with ropes on the front for pullers to drag on. They dug up his tree and they put it inside. With Horton so sad, he practically cried.
We're off!
The men shouted and off they all went, with Horton unhappy.
100%. Up, out of the jungle, up into the sky, up over the mountains, 10,000 feet high, then down, down the mountains, down to the sea. With the cart with the elephant, egg, nest, and tree. Then out of the cart and onto a ship, out over the ocean. And ooh, what a trip! Rolling and tossing and splashed with the spray. But Horton kept saying, day after day after day,
I meant what I said.
And I said what I meant.
But oh, am I seasick. 100%.
After bobbing around for 2 weeks like a cork, they landed at last in the town of New York. On shore!
The men shouted, and down with a lurch, with Horton the elephant still on his perch.
tied to a board that could just scarcely hold him. Bump! Horton landed, and then the men sold him. Sold to a circus.
Then week after week, they showed him to people at 10 cents a peek.
Come see the elephant up in the tree. Bring your money. Buy a ticket. It's amazing. It's stupendous. You'll never see anything like it before.
They took him to Boston, to Kalamazoo,
Chicago, Weehawken,
And Washington too.
to Cleveland, Ohio, to St. Paul, Minnesota,
Wichita, Kansas.
to Drake, North Dakota.
and everywhere thousands of folks flocked to see and laughed at the elephant up in a tree.
So Horton grew sadder the farther he went.
But he said as he sat in the hot, noisy tent,
I meant what I
bird runaway Maisie. Still on vacation and still just as lazy. Inspiring the flags and pens just below, she sang out,
What fun! Why, I'll go to the show.
She swooped from the clouds through an open pen door.
Good gracious!
Gasped Maisie.
I've seen you before! And Horton looked up with his face white as chalk. He started to speak, but before he could talk,
the ring of the noise his ears ring squeak! From the egg that he sat on for 51 weeks!
a thumping,
A bumping!
a wild, alive scratching! Scratch, scratch, scratch! My egg!
Shouted Horton.
My egg! Why it's hatching! But it's mine!
Screamed the bird when she heard the egg crack. The work was all done, now she wanted it back.
It's my egg!
She sputtered.
You stole it from me! Get off of my nest and get out of my tree! So poor Horton backed down with a sad, heavy heart.
But at that very instant, the egg burst apart. And out of the pieces of green and pink shell, the egg that he sat on so long, so well.
Horton the elephant saw something whiz!
Whiz! Whiz! Whiz!
It had ears!
And a tail!
And a trunk just like his.
And the people came shouting.
What's all this about?
They looked and they stared with their eyes popping out.
Then they cheered.
And they cheered!
And they cheered
More and more! They've never seen anything like it before. My goodness!
My gracious!
They shouted.
My word!
It's something brand new.
It's an elephant bird!
It should be. It should be. It should be like that.
Because Horton was faithful. He sat. And he sat. And he meant what he said. And he said what he meant. And
be enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. Once a king, I'd be ruler of all that I see. So Yertle, the Turtle King, lifted his hand, and Yertle, the Turtle King, gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back, and he piled them all up in the 9 turtle stack.
And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view. He could see most a mile.
All mine, Yertle cried. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm the king of a cow. And I'm the king of a mule. I'm the king of a house. And what's more beyond that? I'm the king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle. Oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. And all through the morning, he sat up there high, saying over and over, a great king am I.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's right. A great king. Until long about noon, then he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king, and he looked down the stack.
And he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne.
And this plain little turtle looked up and he said,
Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I have pains in my back.
and my shoulders and knees.
How long must we stand here, your majesty, please?
Silence! The king of the turtles barked back.
I'm king, and you're only a turtle named Mac.
You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm the king of a cow. And I'm the king of a mule.
I'm the king of a house.
And a bush.
And a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that.
My throne shall be higher. His royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. Turtles! More turtles!
He bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid.
They trembled. They shook. But they came. They obeyed. From all over the pond, they came swimming by dozens. Whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. And all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another, they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. Hooray!
Shouted Yertle.
I'm the king of the trees. I'm king of the birds. And I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies. King of the air. Ah me, what a throne. What a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle. Oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Then again, from below, in that great heavy stack, came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here at the bottom, we're feeling great pain.
I know, up on top, you're seeing great sights.
But down here at the bottom, we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We're starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth. How the mighty King Yertle! You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than
beyond zebra. We learned those two with a ha ha ha. We're in 8th grade, so hee. It's easy, it's easy. Come, watch, and see. On Beyond Zebra.
Said
Conrad Cornelius
O'Donnell.
My very young friend who is learning to spell.
The A is for ape, and the B is for bear. The C is for camel, the H is for hair. The M is for mouse, and the R is for rat. I know all 26 letters like that. Due to Z is for zebra. I know them all well.
said
Conrad
Cornelius
O'Donnell.
Now I know everything anyone knows from beginning to end, from the start to the close, because he is as far as the alphabet goes.
Then he almost fell flat on his face on the floor.
When I picked up the chalk and drew one letter more.
A letter he never had dreamed of before.
And I said, you can stop if you want with the Z, because most people stop with the Z.
But not me.
in the places I go, there are things that I see.
That I never could spell if I stopped with the Z.
I'm telling you this because you're one of my friends.
My alphabet starts where your alphabet ends.
My alphabet starts with this letter called Yuz. It's the letter I use to spell Yuzamatuz. You'll be sort of surprised what there is to be found once you go beyond Z and start poking around.
On Beyond Zebra.
Explore!
Like Columbus discovered new letters like rum is for wumbus. My high spouting whale, who lives high on a hill and never comes down till it's time to refill. So on Beyond Z, it's high time you're shown that you really don't know all there is to be known. Then just step a step further past wumbus for wumbus.
And there you'll find And the is for umbus.
A sort of a cow with one head and one tail.
But to milk this great cow, you'll need more than one pail.
She has 99 faucets that give milk quite nicely.
Perhaps 98, I forget just precisely.
And boy, she is something most people don't see, because most people stop at the sea.
But not me. I ramble, I scramble through swamp and through swamp, where the letters get better, like letters like humph. There's a real handy letter. What's handy about it? You just can't spell humph, humph, a dumper without it.
If you stay home with zebra, you're stuck in a rut. But on Beyond Zebra, you're anything but.
Why, I know a fine, fancy letter called fuddle. I use it in spelling Miss Fuddle-dee-Duddle. And oh, what a bird of a bird of a bird of. Her tail is the longest that's ever been heard of. So long and so fancy, she'd be in a fix if she didn't have helpers to take spell six. Tag along, hoisting Miss Fuddle-dee-Duddle's wonderful tail out of muddle-dee-puddles.
juggling fresh cinnamon seeds, which he's usually able to find in great number, excepting, of course, in the month of September, when cinnamon seeds aren't around in great number. So that one juggles seeds of cucumber.
Who live in small caves,
known as niches.
or hutches.
These nutches have troubles.
The biggest of which is the fact there are many more nutches.
The niches.
Each nutch
In a niche.
has to watch that small nutch.
Or niches.
Who haven't got niches.
Well, snitch.
And then we go on to sneak. And the sneak is for sneedle. A terrible kind of ferocious mosquito whose humdinger stinger is sharp as a needle. The sneedle's too tough to be killed with a smack. So he has to be hunted on elephant back. And your eyes and the elephant's have to be keen. And you have to aim fast, and you have to hit clean. And the bullet you shoot is a stale navy bean that you've done for 3 weeks in old sour kerosene. Which is awfully hard work, so it's easy to see why most people stop at the Z, but not me. Once you go beyond zebra, who knows? There's no telling what wonderful things you might find yourself spelling.
Like Quan is for quandary, who lives on a shelf and a hole in the ocean alone by himself. And he worries each day from the dawn's early light. And he worries, just worries far into the night. He just stands there and worries. He simply can't stop. Is his top side his bottom or bottom side top?
For his favorite grasshopper. Come on, Spasm, run!
Oh, what is there going to be?
Oh, you'll find out. And Floop is for Floop, boober, bab, boober, bubs. Better say that again.
Yeah.
And floob is for floob, boober, bab, boober, bubs, who bounce in the water like blubbery tubs. They're no good to eat,
You can't cook them like steaks.
but they're handy in crossing small oceans and lakes.
And that is the letter I used to spell Zatsit. Whose nose is so high, most nobody pats it.
And patting his lonely old nose is the least a fellow can do for this fine, friendly beast.
So to get there and do it, I built an invention. The three-seater Zatsit nose patting extension.
If you
Try to drive one, you'll certainly see why most people stop at the Z, but not me.
and Joe.
And Joe is the letter I used to spell Joe Goons, who doodle around in the far desert dunes. Just doodle around, crooning very sad tunes. About peppermint, peanuts, pebbles, prunes, paint pots, polka dots, pinheads, pigs, and their grandmothers, grandfathers, stepsisters, wigs. So you see, there's no end to the things you might know, depending how far beyond zebra you go.
I've a letter called Flood, and the flood is for Fluddles, a softish, nice fellow who hides in a tunnel. He only comes out of his hole, I'm afraid, when the right kind of softish, nice music is played on a kind of a hunting horn called the O'Grunt. And to learn how to play takes month after month of practicing. Practicing isn't much fun. And besides, it's quite heavy, weighs almost a ton. That's why few people bother to play the O'Grunt. So the Fluddle's been out of his tunnel just once.
And way past Z is a letter called itch. And the itch is for itchapods, animals which race around back and forth and back through the air on a very high sidewalk between here and there. They're afraid to stay there. They're afraid to stay here. They think there is too far. They think here is too near. And since here is too near, and there is too far, they're too scared to roost for so angry they are. It's
currently does.
are built sort of like brooms
And so,
to kill time.
that's something to do.
Each one of these fellows
Takes turns with the other.
in sweeping the dust off his world.
With his brother.
And Ty is my letter for High Bartolorum.
Forgetting me places real fast. I'm all for 'em.
They puffle along, and their brakes never squeak.
And they run every hour, every day of the week.
From a town of North Nub,
To the town of East Ounce.
making stops at West Bumblefield,
Yup, sir. In Downs.
and at Ipswich,
In Ipswich.
and
Also,
South Bounce.
and another small town that's too hard to pronounce.
The places I took him.
I tried hard to tell.
Young Conrad
Cornelius
O'Donnell Odell.
A few brand new, wonderful words he might spell.
I led him around and tried hard to show.
There are things beyond sea that most people don't know. I took him past Zebra as far as I could.
And I think perhaps maybe I did him some good.
Because now he can say,
This is really great stuff. I guess your alphabet isn't enough.
Now the letters he uses are something to see.
Most people still stop at the Z.
But not he.
I think he's catching on.
do you think he's making revolution?
He's making a new letter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Please stay for refreshments in the back.
Wait, you forgot something. Yes, you forgot to thank the maintenance who helped us set up the poetry show.
You forgot to thank Mrs. D, Mrs. Little, and Mr. Lloyd for helping us.
I also forgot Mr. Kurtz, Mrs. Waldo, Mrs. Sato.
And don't forget Miss Hannah Miller, who